Didn't work. My plan didn't work. It's okay. You can mute yourself, Clutch. This happened last week with Koffler here on Real Talk Wrestling, where I set up the production and then we just go live. And last week I played it off very well, like, hey, we're just like AEW Dynamite. As soon as the show, ding, 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 there's a match. There's no long, prolonged promos or segments or people walking in with suitcases. We don't do that over here. We go straight to the point. What's going on, Clutch? It's been a long time.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. I had to take last week has been extremely chaotic, but I was able to keep up with some good wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling has been a little I don't want to say lackluster. I don't know how you feel. Especially since the biggest return in wrestling since CM Punk. The goddess is back. Liv. We'll talk about that soon, I'm sure. Feels cold. It feels like the holidays, every time around the holiday season, they get a little cold. People go on vacation, PTO. But I think this Monday night show was pretty solid, man. This Raw show. I'll tell you this, War Games was one of the worst PLEs I've ever seen from WWE, from this administration, from the Triple H administration. So I guess we can start there. What's your general impressions of Snore Games, as I call it?
I mean, I expected more after they started announcing like stuff for like the women's match. I expected a little bit more, and we got the traditional EO Sky like trash can bump, and then I mean that's pretty much like the most memorable thing from that match. I mean, AJ trying to reach the can was a little funny, so I'll give them like they had a small moment there. But other than that, the match itself is not very memorable. And then you go to the men's match, like yeah, and I'm starting to get it now when people say they're over Jey Uso. Like I'm starting to understand it. The whole like I get the whole gig about like yeah the yeeting and whatever, but in the middle of a War Games match just starting to yeet, uh, that was kind of like a turn off for me. I did appreciate the fact that it went straight into like Brock's music and it's like oh shit kind of like moment. I did appreciate that. And then like the ending was so awkward for me because like they let the camera hang on for so long. You thought something was happening. And it was just like them, I guess, setting up for possibly another Cody and Roman because yeah, apparently CM Punk and Roman are now cool. And they're like, yeah, but I'm not cool with you, never teaming with you again. And that was the end of it. And it kind of left you with like, huh, that was odd. So yeah, it was a strange, like the matches were so strange for me.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you didn't even touch. Well, we'll get to John Cena and Dom if you want to, because you didn't touch on those singles matches. Maybe you thought I was just talking about the War Games. But I was talking in general, the whole PLE. But yeah, the women's match was one of the most boring hours of wrestling I've ever seen on television. And that's not a lie. Like, that's not me over exaggerating. I was genuinely looking at my phone multiple times. I was playing Pokemon Go. I was getting up, walking around, folding laundry. If Chris Colfer, El Ginger Americano, was here, he would get that reference. And if you're a longtime listener, you will as well. I was legitimately folding laundry during this match. It was just a lot of women doing fake punches or fake putting their faces to the, like literally fake putting their faces against the cage and just motions. And then once we get the timer, they'd all stop. All the women would stop and just look at the aisle. Like, if you're in a war, if you're really, really fighting someone, you're not going to notice there's a countdown. You're not going to notice someone's coming in. And then on top of that, the ridiculousness of Io Sky, all her partners getting her ass kicked. Io Sky is doing her right. The Jeff Hardy, like you get it, like that turns me off as well. We needed the cages. You need the cages. They don't have time to do, and plus there's storytelling in the cages. Like that year Roman was picking who was going out there. That tells a story. This kind of was bland. The only thing that came out of this, which was not even, I mean, people have already forgotten about it, is Becky's response to her tapping out. She's like, it's just funny to me. Like, I think Becky's doing the best work she's ever done. And the fact that she's like, I didn't tap out. I was waving for my people to come help me. Like, I love that kind of stuff on the side. That was the only thing that was good about the match. And in no disrespect to you, Clutch, because I do love and appreciate your opinions on the show. I'm so sick of AJ Lee. I never got it. I never wanted her back. This now, like, I'm out. I'm out, man. It's cringe almost to me. It's not good to see. It's sad. I wish it was better. The best usage of AJ Lee was Braun Breaker on Monday night. What he said.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was crazy, and I'm surprised they approved that because he's not going off script yet. He's too young, too green. All right. One more thing about the War Games. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm not going to give you my input because I've already said it on this network multiple times, but I'll give you a small opinion after you answer. So I'm not going to go deep into it. Do you think it was the right decision to have the man in the mask or the person in the mask still be a mystery after the War Games, or were you waiting for a reveal?
I didn't mind for there not to be a reveal at the end of the show. I thought that's what maybe it was leading to with the camera hanging or whatever. But I don't mind there not being a reveal. But I did think the reveal was going to come on Raw the following day, and it did not. And now, this past Raw, another person in the mask who is not the same person, because different body shapes. I already have a theory on who it is. And yeah, so it's very, yeah, I didn't mind them not revealing because I guess cliffhanger for the next show. I get it, but I guess we'll see. It's a little bit more interesting now that there's apparently two of them, so we'll see.
Okay, so I'm not going to get into it too deep, like I said, but my opinion was, and it still stands today, Bobby was upset they didn't reveal. Bobby was very upset. And I simply had to educate him that Tony Khan on the other show does a very bad job of, we're debuting a big star tonight, and the big star ends up being, who was that little dude who was Leo Rush. The big star becomes Leo Rush. And you're like, Leo Rush? If Leo Rush would have just came out with no announcement ahead of time, we would have been like, oh, Leo Rush. So if it was Austin Theory behind that mask and he revealed himself, it would have been crickets. And here's why. Austin Theory is a nobody on WWE television. Yes, he's somebody who wants to be pushed by the fans on the internet, on Twitter, but the regular viewer, that's the loser who was the tag team partner with the Australian guy who's now with the New Day. So it would have been a horrible debut or a horrible reveal, and it would have killed Austin Theory, I think. So I think the leading up to it, the anticipation, you're right. You're onto something about the two. I think there's going to be two reveals, and I think one's going to be the leader. All right. Let's get to the John Cena Dom mask. When I mean leader, I mean Seth. I think Seth's going to bring in Austin Theory. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going some other completely different direction.
Okay. Let's talk about it then. Why not? It's interesting. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, something about the stance of the last guy, the one on Monday, and the way he was like, he moved. It told me Montez Ford.
Ooh.
And I like it a lot if that's the case. I just hope the whole two people thing is the other guy's not Angelo Dawkins, because I would like to see Montez Ford as a singles guy. Like, if he wants to be within the faction, great. But I would absolutely love it. And I think, like, I've seen interviews before, I think, where Paul Heyman, like, he loves Montez Ford. So okay. I could see like a connection there if that was the route, because I don't know, something about like how he looked, like how he stood or whatever. Like, my mind went straight to, that's Montez Ford.
I don't hate that at all. So yeah, okay. I can't wait. Like, here's the thing: is I'm interested. I'm more interested in if they would have just revealed it, it would have been boring. John Cena, we're not going to talk Nikki Bella and Stephanie Blackyer. But I do eventually, before you do, we'll talk. I need you to admit something eventually, that Stephanie Blackyer as a champion is a failure and it shouldn't have happened. And Josh was right. Just once, Clutch. Because unless you're enjoying it, are you enjoying this run? It's bad.
No.
Okay, it's bad. Just like I said, she's gonna win. She can't cut a promo, so we're gonna see Kathy Kelly or whoever in the middle of the ring going, and now here's Stephanie Blackyer. That's how it's been presented. Unfortunately, she should be a heel. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about that match. John Cena, Dom. I loved everything about this, minus the very, very, very end. So, how did you enjoy, or how did you not enjoy this match? I'm sure you were a big fan of this match.
I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, Dom kind of, our minds were fresh with what happened with Penta and his injury, and Dom kind of like repeated that and had me believing this match is done. Like even I believed it. I was like, yeah, this match might be done. Dom might be actually hurt. Cena might have slipped, whatever. And then you saw like, and I really appreciated and like the fact that Cena was able to give even some of the girls some shine. They had Raquel Rodriguez go in there, put moves on them. Roxanne Perez hit a pop rocks on him. And yeah, I find that stuff like so cool. And then like you see the entire Judgment Day cleared out, and Cena got past it kind of. And I was like, okay, Cena's retaining, I guess. IC title on the line on the final show. And then Liv's music hit. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see reports or anything. I was like, holy shit. And I enjoyed the whole segment with the hug and then the nut kick because it was just them shadowing what the heel turn was in the Elimination Chamber. It was down to Liv like looking with the eyes like dead like Cena did, and then like putting herself down and bam kick. Like it was like kind of a mirror image of what happened in the Elimination Chamber, and it's like a nice little callback, I guess.
Again, same thing with the whole other thing. I'm not going to go over too much, but that's fine. If you want to do the turn, that's fine. It just didn't make sense to me. She's not connected with Dwayne. She was never connected with John. It didn't make sense why he's married. Why would she jump in his arms? Why would he accept it? That's the only thing. I wish they would have done that differently. If you want Liv to come out and fake smack Dom, and Cena goes, like with his facials, oh, what? And then Liv is walking out does a little whatever she does to him, bye or whatever. And Cena could do a thing where he's about to let her out or whatever. Boom, there's the kick. That would make more sense rather than jumping into his arms to me. So I get what you're saying, and I've seen the side by sides. I understand what they're trying to do. Just I didn't understand it while I was watching live. I'm like, why is this? Who believes she's here to help John? And secondly, the whole time she was gone, they didn't do the Roxanne love triangle. They never tried it. They did at the beginning, but it never went anywhere. Dom was always for Liv, so that didn't make sense to me either. He never did anything to quote unquote betray Liv ever. He was the only one who kept on talking about Liv. So that again, maybe I'm picking it apart too much, but it didn't quite add up. But I understand why they did it. So that's why I'm not going to pick it apart. All right, so that happened. Yeah, so okay. Again, it happened. It was a cool moment, but I'm like, gosh, it could have been anyway. I'm glad Dom won the match.
Yeah, definitely. I like the end result. Yes, Dom got his win over John Cena in the end. And that's basically what Cena's entire last run is probably about. And yeah, he seems to be really high on Dom as everybody else is. And I'm really happy he got the win.
Yep. It will be the last win. I don't know because he gets Gunther, and Gunther cut a pretty good promo on Raw. So we'll just get right into this current day Raw. We have a lot to talk about because some stuff I don't know how to feel about LA Knight. I don't know how to feel about LA Knight. Was that management going screw? are we living through Vince McMahon all over again? Because we want LA Knight, but they're burying LA Knight, man. Like, how did you feel about how Raw ended? How's your thoughts on that?
It was so yeah, it was an awkward feeling watching that because you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is the end game here for LA Knight other than getting beat down? Because it felt because I immediately like honestly it happened and I went to look up his like contract situation and apparently he's still there for years. That's not the issue. But like yeah, the way he got beat down, it reminded me so much of when like Braun Breaker took out Ricochet for good, and you thought it was done, and it was. Now, like yeah, I don't know where he goes from here. He can't come back right away, obviously, because he got that shit kicked out of him. Sorry, Bobby. And yeah, where I don't know where it goes, and geez, like, and it kind of did feel like a burial, and for what reason I don't know. And yeah, maybe I don't know. Triple H has gone into that round, or like he has his people, and if you're not one of his people and you try to get over, there might be trouble.
I heard, I didn't read this, I didn't see this. I heard through like secondhand that he was told to stop saying yeah. Is that true?
I
Did you
I
read that?
I didn't hear that. No.
Okay, I heard like secondhand, and that's why he kept on saying yeah over and over and over again on Raw. That's what I second like again, no real source. I'm like that's odd. Like that's something Vince would tell him. Just like stop getting over, stop saying yeah. That'd be ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, LA Knight's gonna be gone for a while. I want to talk to you about tag teams, specifically Yeet, Jimmy and Jay. That's the only thing that was spoiled for me. Spoiler alert to everybody. I watched Raw about 2 hours ago. Been a busy week. I work all day. I get off work. I'm falling asleep lately. So I watched Raw right before the show. And the only thing I got spoiled was Jay is no longer a main eventer. He's back in the tag team mid card. I'm like, what happened? It's weird. Then I saw the segment. I'm like, this is great. This is great. Why is anyone mad at this? Why is anyone dogging this? Why is anyone making fun of Jey Uso? If you're making fun of Jey Uso, are you making fun of AJ Styles? Because for the first time in my life, not first time in my life, first time in a decade, maybe 5 years, I don't know how long, I saw AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, give or take Dragon Lee. He's a great wrestler, but he's not like up there with those guys. And I see Jimmy Uso, and I see Jey Uso, then I see the New Day. I see legit stars in the tag team again. And if you add Logan Paul and Bronson Reed to that, you're adding to the tag team. And it looks like they're prioritizing the tag team. Even if you look at the women's, the way Raw ended 2 weeks ago, it was all the women tag teams and Liv Morgan and Judgment Day holding up the tag team titles at the end of Raw. So you had Bayley and Lyra. You had the Kabuki Warriors. You have Judgment Day with Liv handing that to Roxanne. It looks like Triple H is finally, or the creative team is putting this tag team together because I'm seeing stars. I don't think this is bad for Jey Uso at all. That's my long point. How say you?
No, it's not. I think like it's cool that he got his moment. He got the world title run, whatever. But after that, I said it from the beginning. It's time to go back to the Usos because there's no shame in it. Multi-time world champion, the one who books the show now, Triple H, he took a time to go back to DX and run a tag team division with Shawn Michaels. Like it's not a demotion; it's just a different because it's completely different. You can't say he's back to the mid card, no, because the tag team division is just so different than anything else. It's 2-on-2, and the Usos people forget because maybe they're down on Jay, like I was, for example, at War Games, because of what he's been doing. But the Usos are one of the best tag teams ever, and having them back in the division and now they have a match next week, I think, against New Day, and they've captured Magic before together. Maybe they can do it again. But just the fact that there's like you said, there are stars in the tag team division. Now think about for 1 second what happens when they finally throw Penta and Rey Fenix in there, and you can have a dream match. You can have the Lucha Brothers against the Usos, and it can be just like fantastic television. I can't wait for that. I'm excited actually.
I look at it this way: if Jey Uso and AJ Styles and all these stars are not in the tag team division, we're stuck with Pretty Deadly. No disrespect to the Motor City Machine Guns, but we're stuck with them. Champa and Gargano, like they were doing this, and they were putting on banger matches. Remember, the tag team division on SmackDown was phenomenal. They were putting ladder matches on. They were putting these bangers on week in, week out. They were giving the tag team, the titles were being exchanged like once a month. It felt like it was great. It was exciting, but nobody cared because they're not superstars. By creating this again, by getting the New Day back, like in this role, by adding AJ Styles, like I didn't like AJ Styles and Dragon Lee as champions. I thought that sucked, but now it's all adding up to something where like, oh, now we could potentially see the Usos versus the Vision for the tag team champions at some point. We're potentially seeing AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the Usos at one point. That's great. I don't see what's wrong with that. Would you guys rather see Pretty Deadly versus Angel and Garza? Are they the same person? I don't know. But would you prefer to see that, or would you prefer to see superstars in tag team matches? That's the way I look at it. I think it's great.
No, yeah, it's fantastic. And also, I never got a chance to like really talk about it, but I love the fact that Logan Paul is a member of the division, like a full-time member. I think he fits
Mm-hmm.
great there. Amazing. Like it's
Great.
something like now that you brought it up, yeah, like I couldn't go past without like mentioning. Great stuff.
Yeah, I loved him. I don't know if he was too stiff in the back with these guards or the extras. He
Hmm.
threw one dude so hard into the car. I'm like, there's no way that wasn't like that was real, brother. But he fit so well backstage with Bronson Reed. He's like, dude, come on, man. Like, I love that version of Logan Paul. This is where I think it's because I was thinking about it when I was watching. Like, how are they going to explain when he's not on TV? Because he's Logan Paul. At the end of the day, he's still Logan Paul. But wait, we're in December. We're like in WrestleMania season. I don't think he's going to be missing many shows. So I think this is going to work out just fine. And I kind of think, are we going to get some tag team action eventually? I think Bronson Reed and Logan Paul are going to be tag team champions soon. Sooner than you guys think. Sooner than everybody thinks. And I think that Braun Breaker is going to be, I think they're just going to have all the gold. Like they all stables do
Hmm.
eventually.
Oh, and Brock
Oh,
Lesnar's gonna be a massive star. Like after seeing like the last couple of promos he's had, he's gonna be massive.
dude, let's get to Braun Breaker. Let's get to Braun because that promo, it's like it's so good. Like he's not up there with CM Punk or MJF or the best right now, but he's not. He's like in the second tier. If he's not Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, he's like a. I don't know. I can't do a football analogy because I was gonna say Jalen Waddle, but he's way down there. But anyway, you guys. I hope you guys get my point. Like he's coming up and he's gonna be doing great things. I like his tone. I like his delivery. I love that he can say things like, I'm going to take your girl, and they allow him to do it. Because that right there is the ultimate heat. I like how he's doing old school things, like bringing up sports losses. They don't do that anymore.
Hmm.
Like he brought up Kansas City losing. This will be the second time in Kansas City, blah, blah, blah. That was great. And he also plays it off like it's not scripted. He plays it off like he's kind of losing his mind every time he touches the mic. He's just he might be the best wrestler prospect ever. Like he might, because I don't think because Brock couldn't cut a promo like this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he could be like in wrestling terms, like the LeBron of the class, like that he's in. Like he's that good and that impactful. Like he's gonna be genuinely running WWE for a long time.
Yeah, so he gets CM Punk next week. I believe it's not next week. It's next month. Sorry. For the WWE Championship. That's a situation where I think they need to actually think about what they're going to do And I think they need to pass it on to Braun. I think Braun needs to be holding this title going into WrestleMania and beyond, not lose it. It seems like every year WrestleMania is the end. Like, oh, this title reign lasted so long. Gunther had it for 666 days. We got to end it at WrestleMania. It becomes predictable. When's the last time someone's just retained at WrestleMania? I feel like every year we get a title change. So it'd be good for once for him to retain. What do you think? Do you think he's going to beat CM Punk?
I really wanted, like, I guess I follow that WrestleMania mold of like just having the moment there, and yeah, like I said, I'm guilty of that, but because I thought they were just gonna find a way to keep them kind of away from each other until like Braun won the Rumble, and then Braun can get the moment at WrestleMania, but guess not. Maybe they can do, if the injury is very short term, they can do a thing where Braun wins it off Punk in whenever it is next month, and then I would be interested in seeing Seth Rollins win the Rumble, have the match at WrestleMania, and then have Braun win again. Like, I think that's really good storytelling.
So what if on that Monday Night Raw we get the Masked Man? He's still not shown yet. He's still a mystery. I know people are going to be mad because it's been a month and we don't know who it is, but let's just humor me for a minute. And at one point, this masked person curb stomps CM Punk. And Braun is about to win. Then Braun gets his ass beat by the masked man. It's curb stomped. Reveals it's Seth. Because it would align. Every person that the masked man has stomped is someone Seth Rollins hates. So it would align if he also, like, yeah, you see him helping the Vision every single time. But what if the swerve is actually the swerve of they think the Vision thinks the masked man's on their side, but when it does count, right when Braun's going to win the title, he thinks, boom, there's a swerve. And Seth gets back. And now we have Seth Braun leading into WrestleMania. No title. And CM Punk can have that title maybe against Brock Lesnar, maybe against Roman. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I mean, that's also cool. It's something like that you don't expect, and I'm always all for that, like of going away from the traditional route, and that's kind of cool. I mean, I'd be into it.
Yeah, so that's just something that I would like to see. But I've realized ever since doing this show and No Holds Barred on Saturday, everything I think is gonna happen, I'm too smart. Like they don't like my ideas. You too. They don't like your ideas either because you have some pretty damn good ideas. What else? That was pretty much. I don't really care about the women's matches on Raw. Like I don't care. Is that bad? I don't care. I don't care what Rhea's doing. I don't care what Io's doing. I'm kind of over that. Riho. I'm over it. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Just quick.
I mean, I watched the matches themselves like to the entirety. I think like as a match, as like wrestling matches, they were both good. Like both of the one-on-ones, and I enjoyed them. But yeah, it's kind of repetitive what they're doing in the women's division. Is like Rhea, Io, and just like fighting the Kabuki Warriors and doing the whole thing. Yeah, I kind of get like being not interested, but like I can at least like be able to like I'm appreciating the wrestling when I watch it live since I can't really skip it, so I'll just watch it live and be like, okay, cool.
There needs to be. It won't happen because Netflix, but Rhea or somebody's got to get to SmackDown. We need to change it up. We need maybe Tiffy over to Raw. We just need some kind of change. We've talked about this way too often. Let's go into Saturday night's main event. Wrap it up that way because we do have John Cena's final match of all time against Gunther. We also have Cody Rhodes versus Obafemi for some reason. That's going to be awesome. We also have AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater for some reason. That's going to be awesome. And then Bailey for Sol Ruka for reasons. That's going to be awesome. Have any of these stories happened on NXT, or are we just Tony Khan, AEW booking matches?
It's just one of those things about booking matches Because there's no real story behind it other than the fact that when they announced that there would be NXT talent at the Saturday night's main event, like they did say it's going to be exhibition matches to like showcase the younger NXT talent. I get it like that, and with it being Cena's like last show, I mean, I'm willing to turn off my logic for one day to just enjoy the show. And for example, you're gonna get to see like finally Obafemi in a full match against Cody Rhodes, and that's crazy. Like
Yep.
against the guy in the company, basically.
Yep. Yeah. I'm not complaining. I'm just
All right.
wondering why. I didn't know why. I knew they'd be wrestling. I don't watch NXT. I watch highlights. Definitely now that all the top guys I liked on the other company are now the top guys in that show. So I do watch highlights. It's just hard for me to watch. Sol Ruka, why did they choose her? I like it. I love Sol Ruka. I think she's great. I think she's great. But I don't know. Why not Blake Monroe? Why not? Who is their women's champion? Who is their women's champion?
JC Jane.
She's not a big star. Like a Jordan Grace. She'd be
No,
someone big.
I get that, but my theory on it is, I guess she's the one that's showing the most, I guess, promise for the future, and also I guess she's also very viral for maybe a main roster crowd when because of the finishing move, the
I was going to bring
flipping,
that up.
yeah, the flipping RKO, the soul snatcher,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think like also that plays a big factor into like why they chose her. She's already kind of viral because of it. Then you have the fact that she's actually really good. So so yeah, it makes sense to me.
Do you
The
see?
only other option would have been Blake Monroe, I think.
You think Blake Monroe? Okay. Do you think any upsets will happen? Do you think I think if anything, Sol Ruka will be Bailey.
I think
If
so.
there's an upset. Yeah.
I would love nothing more than to them give a surprise win and let Oba win.
Smash him. Just smash Cody.
Yeah, or let him go to war. I don't care. But with the finish being Oba gets his hand raised, NXT is here, kind of thing. But I doubt they will. I mean, it's Cody. They're gonna protect him to the very end.
Maybe we see maybe we see Cody's next opponent. Maybe we see a return from. See, that's the thing is we're all guilty of this. And when we do our preview show on Saturday with Bobby, Bobby's like, "Well, what if Randy Orton comes out and RKO's Cody?" Then
I feel like we've been saying that for months.
nothing ever happens on these shows. So just expect cool wrestling matches. But the biggest one will be John Cena and Gunther. This will be the most watched wrestling match, I think, in our generation. I truly think that. I think this will get massive ratings. I think this, like, you know how you say I was there, or I remember when Ali fought Frazier. I think this is going to be a big match. John Cena is probably one of the most respected. If you look at all the legends, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, John Cena, Stone Cold. I think John Cena is probably the most respected, right? Like
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan had his deals, Austin had his stuff, but Cena's kind of like clean cut, cookie cutter, safe, great, one of the greatest. He's the greatest of all time. So I think people are going to want to see this. My son even knows who he is, and my son doesn't watch wrestling. But Gunther is his opponent. I think this is the perfect opponent. People were really pissed about LA Knight not doing it. Were you one of these people that were pissed that LA Knight lost?
No, from the beginning I said like everybody's saying, "Oh, Gunther is going to be predictable Gunther," but again, like I will like say this to the ends of the world, and I say this. I've probably said this on this show like 50 times. Predictable does not mean bad. It's the right decision because Gunther is that damn good, and you put another notch on his belt by having the last match with Goldberg, and now he has the last match with John Cena. He can like technically get into some legend killer territory, and that can even lead to a feud with Randy, and that would be great. So like you can go down many paths with Gunther because and honestly, he's just that good of a wrestler. He's probably my favorite wrestler, like pure wrestler, like ever from like seeing like just from a wrestling standpoint, him and Danielson. Like those are like the top two when it comes to technical stuff and stuff like that. And he's also really good on a mic. Like he's gotten so much better since joining the main roster. Like he's really a complete package, and I honestly could not see anybody. The three people I could see like going for John Cena's spot for the facing him for this last match would have been Dom, who he already faced, Gunther, or I had a wild card for a moment with Carmelo Hayes. Maybe they wanted to put him over, and since he's from Boston too, whatever. Those are like three that I would have like been really happy with, and yeah, this is extremely the right decision.
Yeah, this is no doubt the right decision. Gunther, listen, you said he's gotten better in his promos. He is probably, I know I say this about a lot of people, but he's my favorite person to watch with a microphone in his hand because he's my favorite kind of villain. He's not a villain. He's not a bad guy. You hate him, I'm talking to you, because he wins a lot. When's the last time he's cheated to win a match? He doesn't. He doesn't need to. Seriously, when's the last time he's cheated to win a match? He doesn't have to. That's why he's so special. He is the Kansas City Chiefs. He is Tom Brady. You don't like him because he beats your favorite wrestler and because he's the champion. He's going to beat up John Cena, which is going to add to his heel-ness of we don't like him because he choked out. He literally said it. He told you, he spoiled the end of the match. John's going to get choked out. He's going to be put to sleep.
Yeah. You're gonna have the entire thing of never give up for John Cena, and he won't give up. He'll just pass out, and that's it. And it's gonna be great.
It is, because he won't give up. He will pass out, and that's the way he's gonna go out. Because that's the way he wants to go out. I don't think he wants to beat Gunther. I think he wants to put on a great match with Gunther and make sure the company was better when he left it, or better off with the way he leaves it. So I'm actually going to watch this live. I know it's going to be late for me. I don't know how you do it. 8:30 p.m. I'm dead. Like dead. So I'm going to stay up for this match. I'm going to watch this match live, and I'm going to react to it live, and I cannot wait. Can't say I'm too excited for the rest of the card, but you're right. I hate Sol Ruka's move, by the way. I'm one of the only ones. Because in WWE 2K, it's almost impossible to pull off. It's so hard, dude. Get a hold R2, run to the damn turnbuckle, hit square at the perfect time, make sure they're still stunned. Dude, it doesn't hit. Like, you just have to win other ways with her in the game. It's a very hard move to pull off. But it's impressive as hell. How many times has she botched that? That's the thing. How many times?
The thing is, like, at least every match I've seen her like do, she's never messed that move up.
Because I still get nervous when LA Knight's on the middle of the turnbuckle and he goes, LA Knight, and jumps to the top and does the elbow. I get nervous he's going to slip because I've seen him slip so many times on that stupid. Does he still do the running jump superplex?
No, I think he stopped doing it because he kept slipping.
Good, because it was embarrassing to watch. And I'm not embarrassing, but I felt for him because he's 40, bro. He ain't got no more. Sometimes I turned 40 this month. El Ginger Americano turned 40 today, by the way. Happy birthday, Chris Koffler, wherever you are. That's why he's not here tonight. He is 40 years old today. He spent his birthday eve last night at the Buccaneers game watching Kyle Pitts go nuts on his favorite football team. And he still had a good time. So, did you watch that game? I didn't watch 1 second. I woke up at 11:30 p.m. I played against Kyle Pitts in my fantasy team. I'm so mad. Did you watch that game?
I did not.
Yeah. Well, Kyle Pitts scored 1,000 touchdowns. He's back. So if Miami, if you're looking, when he becomes a free agent, you might want to not sign him because he's good at football. We only sign bad players on the Miami Dolphins. Yeah. Are you happy with this run? Are you happy with this run? They're like winning too many games now. Did they just?
After we won like the third in a row, I was like, okay, we're out of the draft positioning, so might as well just try to enjoy it from now on. And the person that's giving me the most like reason to like be happy is like Devon A-Chain. He's so good. A-Chain is so good, and he's so entertaining.
My Nana, last story, then we'll log off. My Nana is very not good at telling us what we're getting for Christmas. She'll just tell us. So she messaged me, "Hey Josh, what's your?" I don't buy jerseys. I don't wear jerseys. But she's like, "Hey Josh, what's your jersey size?" I'm like, XL, I guess. Which player do you want? 29, 1, 17. She doesn't know. She just knows I like the Dolphins. I'm like, thinking like, what jersey? Because I don't buy jerseys. Last jersey I bought was a Zach Thomas jersey, just because he's my favorite player of all time. But I picked 29, and I've never bought or owned a running back jersey because they last like 3 years in the league. So maybe by the time I get it in Christmas in a couple weeks, hopefully he doesn't just fade up into irrelevance.
Wait,
That was
29?
my hope. He's 29, right? 28.
28.
He's 28.
I was gonna say you just got Minka Fitzpatrick, dude.
I know. I like him too. I like him
cool.
too. But yeah, he's good. But I wanted 20. I made sure it was 28. I'm sorry. I know football, guys. But yeah, I don't buy jerseys, or running back jerseys. If you can get a jersey, who would you buy? I should ask you.
Right now, it would probably be H-Man.
Yeah, think so.
I've always like really had it like a wish list for a Merino jersey, because I've never had one, and I kind of want it. But like, if it's current player, I think H-Man.
My first jersey ever, Merino. I was like 5 years old. Man, that's crazy. I have a Merino signed football, and if I knew where it was, I would send it to you because I don't care about that stuff. I got it for Christmas one year, honestly. So if I ever find that, I'm gonna message you and get your number. I'm gonna send it to you. Is that okay with you?
I'm down. I mean, I have my little collection of like signed stuff, so I'll take it.
Right on. I used to play football, like catch outside with it. So either way, I'm gonna leave the show at that. If I do find that, I'll get your information, send it over. That's the show. I really appreciate you being on tonight. I know that holidays are coming up, especially during the Christmas week. We're not going to be live during that week, guys, because Christmas is on literally Thursday, and we're not doing a post-Christmas show or a Christmas Eve show. Word is off that week. Go find something else to do. But we should be back next week breaking down Saturday night's main event. If I don't see you guys before then or after then, hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful night, and Clutch. Again, always appreciate you. Any last words?
Caught me like off guard, but there's not going to be a dry eye in my house tomorrow when it comes to the big John Cena match. Greatest of all time, and it's going to be such a moment. He's going to put all his energy into that, and you already know. And we're in for a magical moment, so I think we should all just like take the time to enjoy it.
Damn right. Don't let the moment pass you by. Enjoy the things you love. And we love John Cena here. So that's it, guys. Have a wonderful night. Peace out.